Alright, let's learn how to draw a chair. So I have my book on chairs. This. I have marked the Olivier Morgue Gin series. 1965. Kind of cool, kind of funky, modern looking chair, even though it was designed about 55 years ago. Still kind of a standard, some of the modern design from even going back like the 50s and the 60s kind of set the standard. Now, I'd like to start with, let's just get that out of there, just the basics of even drawing a piece of furniture. So if you've got a chair, I could start any chair by doing something like this. Okay, and I'm drawing these pretty much, you can see this is a cube down here. So I'm trying to draw these parallel to each other. And I'm not applying perspective just at the moment. Don't worry about that right now. But you can see where a lot of chair, you could turn this drawing into a lot of different chairs. So keeping this, fairly simple. Now if I look at this guy, I can see my chair is very low and angled back here. So a way that I can fix that, sorry, I think I see some glare from that light. No. Boo. Well, you just try that, that's better. Okay. I'm just going to lower the legs and take some off of the bottom of the legs. So you could do this, right? Sure you can. Look over here to get the length. So if I draw this edge at this angle, if I draw a line from the base of the leg over at the same angle, it'll help me keep the legs the same length. Now this needs to come out of here. There. Okay. So I can see, I think what I might have to do here, the back. So I'm using this plane of the back just as a way of lining up the top, and then that same angle, the bottom of that there. So I draw this really more as if it doesn't have the curves. I can put the curves in later. I'm going to try to keep that centered there. There. So there is a very boxy version of this chair. It's a good beginning. It's not finished, but these things will. Okay. Make sure we're still in focus there. Okay. Good. So now, I think what I want to do, the shape, I can see this, like this dips down, the seat dips there, it's a little lower in the center, and then these guys are kind of soft. There's like a softer angle. This also angles downward, so I want to show that angling up. If I do that, and I think I'm probably going to have to move this. So I could have just, I might have made this simpler by just drawing like the seat and the legs, or like basically like the base of this chair. and then come along and add the backrest. Since the backrest, if I angle this downward, I have to move it. I want to approximate where that neck comes up. And then there's a little bit of freehand drawing. That's better. If you drew this, something like this, I think I would know what you've drawn. So I want to soften this a little. It doesn't have a really hard edge there. It's just got this curve. Yeah. Some of this can be tough. Now, what I'm drawing here is not one of the angles I'm looking at, so I'm kind of, you know, in a way I'm kind of on my own. Alright, now shading will help me to see this better. And take that dip out of there. Okay. Now I don't mind if your card has some stray pencil marks that show guidelines for how you figured out the drawing. That's, you know, that would actually be kind of interesting to me to see your process. People do like to see process in design, not just me, other designers, and also clients. I will hammer away at this point because I keep hearing it from people in the design field that you need to learn. It's really helpful if you have some ability to make a sketch of an idea. And so in interior design, you're talking about furnishings, interiors, details, you know, ornamental details, the type of lighting you're looking for, something to communicate if a client tells you, like, I want this kind of lighting that kind of hangs from the ceiling, it kind of looks like a cone or something. You need to be able to draw something, say like, okay, so we got like that there, like yeah, wider. And then you go, okay, we'll just like there, and they're like, yeah, that's better. Like, can it look like a flower? And then you're like, you mean, like, yeah, like that. Then you know, I'm looking for something that looks kind of like that. Maybe you find it. Hopefully you do. I bet there are multiple products that would look something like that you could show your client and say, here's what I can get you. And then they'll say, ooh, this is cool. They might tell you, go look again. Okay, there we go. Now that's, yeah. So this, you can see with the way it's kind of soft, it's a little hard to shade it, but that's okay. Inking. Now I'm just going to put the book down, and so I don't have to hold it open. I think I can clean this up. Just try to give it one clear single edge. It's pretty good. Kind of skipping a little bit on the graphite, but okay. Not too bad. I'm not sure about shading with the pen. Let's see what I got here. It's getting a little sloppy. I think I need a bigger eraser. Yep. And here's my brush, never within reach when I need it. There. Okay, so I've taken all the shading out of it and it looks just like a silhouette. So now I need to do, let's see if I can do this with the pen. Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta risk ruining a drawing in order to get something that looks like what you're trying to achieve. There's some thickness. Let's see, though, it's terrible. Well, you know what? I need markers. Secret weapon is design markers. Let's just grab one of these. Okay, so markers, when you take perspective and rendering next semester, if you haven't already, you will learn the wonders, the joys of markers, because it's kind of like painting. You can just put in shadow, and the shadow, especially in this case, is way more subtle than the pencil or the pen, certainly. That pen is just a little, like, way too heavy. There. So this is just a light gray marker, and sure, why not give it a little shadow. You might want to go darker. Yeah, looks a bit weak with the pen in that light gray, so a little darker gray. Okay, so now I'm doing the shading kind of from memory. I've drawn this chair before, not very often, but all right. There we go. I didn't even really need the shadow on the ground, but what the heck, right? Good. Yeah, sometimes I can't help myself. That would be fine right there. That would be done. And this is the chin chair. Ta-da! So that came from really just from like a diagram. Like that. So you can do that, and if you can do that, I mean this chair here takes a lot more work than that, but this at least gives you an accurate beginning. So try that and see how you do.